Okay, the notes on starting this new section on long division. And we're dealing with polynomials, so long division of polynomials, but we just keep it short and we just say long division. We know it pertains to polynomials. Polynomials. And long division, yes, it's like long division from 3rd grade. But right now this first assignment is going to be real quick. It's not actually going to be long division yet. So before we actually start long division, we're just going to do, it's still under this dividing or polynomials dividing, right? So we're not starting long division yet, not this assignment, but the next one will. But this will be something that is also looked at as dividing polynomials. So let's do this quick. Number 1, so you'll have something like 6x squared plus 24x divided by 3. Okay, you can look at it like this, and sometimes they'll even put like parentheses here to make it look kind of fancy or something, but it's obviously, you know, that this is division. And for these problems where this is just a monomial, it's just one term, it doesn't have like x plus 3, x minus 3, it doesn't have like, it's just a monomial. We're just doing right now when you divide by a monomial. It's just one term. When you see a problem like this, you don't have to do long division, and this is why I wanted to just introduce this part first. So you actually can set it up this way. You can set it up this way. Not like this, and not long division, right? Like I said, this is not long division yet. This one we can just go and look at it this way. 6x squared plus 24x, and then divided by 3. Isn't that another way that you see division? Yeah. Like over here I can put, right back in 2nd grade or 3rd grade, you can do 8 divided by 4, and you know that that's division. Or you can say 8 divided by 4, right? Both of them, the answer is 2. This is division, but then this is also division when you have like a numerator and a denominator, this divided by this. That's what you're seeing here. This divided by this. Okay, so then, again, when it's a monomial, you can simply do this. You set it up this way. This is step 1, the setup. You set it up this way, not like this. Step 2 is now each of these terms, I got a term here, I got a term here, sometimes there'll be more terms, gets divided by the monomial, and this is easy. So step 2 would be to write this, and each of them get divided by, well, whatever this monomial here is, whatever the denominator is, right? So this is step 2. So step 1 is to rewrite. Step 1 is to rewrite. Step 2, once you have it, the polynomial here divided by, write it this way. And then now you understand that each one of these gets divided by 3. That's step 2. And now step 3 is, now you just have kind of like separate little individual problems. Step 3 would be to just, you know, just reduce this one. Look at the 6 and the 3. The 6 divided by 3 reduces. You get 2x squared plus, and then the 24 divided by 3, well, that's 8 with an x, right? And that would be step 3 to reduce each term individually. Yeah? Okay, that was an easy one. Number 2. All right, we can go faster now. Now that you see how this needs to go for this, again, this is when it's only a monomial. When this is not a monomial, that's when it's going to get ugly. That's when we got to do long division. But these are the super easy ones. Number 2. Okay, so I'll have something like 15x cubed minus let's see, 12x squared plus 9x minus 4. That divided by 3x. And sometimes, again, they'll put the parentheses like this. They might even put a parenthesis on this one. But it's this polynomial divided by, and again, this is a monomial. It doesn't say x plus 3, or it's just one thing. It's just, it doesn't say anything plus or minus. It's a monomial. It's just one. When it's a monomial, remember step 1 is the setup. So I don't want to see it like this. I want to see it like this. Right? This divided by, and then the monomial. And then what's step 2? Step 2, while you understand that each one of these gets divided by, and make sure you write it, because here some people are going to try to skip from, go from here to step 2 or to step 3, and this is where you're going to make a little blunder. And make sure you copy everything correctly. And here's where it's going to get a little tricky. So don't get overconfident. And now step 3 is when you reduce each one of these, right? Where you reduce each one of these. And sometimes you're going to get tricked right here. So watch out. 15 divided by 3 is 5. But then look, also the x cubed divided by x. Right, one of these x's eliminates one of these, so that'll reduce to x squared. Minus 12 divided by 4, so you got to look at the numbers, the integers, and then you got to look at the variables and see how that reduces. 12 divided by 3 is 4, and x here and 1x here cancel, so you have 1x left over, plus 9 divided by 3, well that's 3. And here the x's cancel out, see? There's no more x's left over. And then what happens here? What happens right here? The numbers don't cancel, the numbers don't reduce. And the x is what? Is it in the numerator or in the denominator? It stays like this. Oops, why did I write another minus? There you have it right here, minus. It just stays at 4 over 3x. Right? Don't put it, don't multiply this, don't put the x up here. That's the way it's gonna look. Okay, last one, number 3. Let's see. Okay. Let's go with 8n cubed, and they might change the variable, that's not a big deal. Plus 8n squared plus 4n. This divided by what? 8n cubed. All right, try to do the first and second. Okay, so again, this is a monomial. I think you're gonna skip that one step where you draw it over, so you'll probably jump over to skip step 2, where each of these gets divided by what? By the monomial. 8n cubed plus, again, do not try to do this part in your head. Do not skip this part. Okay. Each of these copy it correctly. Divided by, copy this one correctly. Now don't assume, here's where it's going to get a little tricky. What's going to happen here? The 8 divided by 8 cancels, and the n divided, well, 8 divided by 8 is 1 over 1, which is 1, and then these cancel, which is also 1, so what, you don't get 0. If everything cancels, it's 1 divided by 1, so you get a 1. Plus, now you see a 2 and an 8, and you think 4, right, because you're thinking division, but this is not 8 divided by 2. It's 2 over 8, or 2 divided by 8. So careful. If the 8's on top and the 2, 8 divided by 2 is 4. But this is something we need to reduce. It doesn't divide, but it does reduce. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times. So you have a fraction here. You got 1 over 4. It's not 4. And same thing with the ends. Look at the ends here. There's 2 ends here, and they cancel with 2 ends here. But where's the n left over? On the numerator or in the denominator? In the denominator. You gotta write it down here. Plus, and again, watch out here. Again, you'll see a 4 and an 8, or an 8 divided by 4, you think it's 2, and you're gonna assume and jump the gun, and that's not what it's saying here. That's not what's going on. This is 4 over 8. This is a fraction that needs to be reduced. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 8 2 times. This is 1/2. So watch that. And then the ends here, look at the variables. One of these is gonna subtract to one of these, you're gonna get n squared left over in the denominator. Okay, so essentially that's it. That's what's gonna happen with this first easy part of dividing polynomials. But in this case, it's a polynomial divided by only a monomial. This is not long division yet. We'll see that on the next notes. Okay, that's it.